Hello everybody. It's a noisy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Evening here in Oulu. April +2. And there is a lot of car traffic right behind me. So let's change to that. As you see, still some sunshine left. Sun is about to go down. And we are about to go for a bike ride. We're starting here at Knutilankangas water tower. Hello, we've got at least Emutik and Smakasm here joining us today. Good to have you here. As you see, we still have some snow left here in Oulu. Not too much, I'd like more. But there are no snow-covered bicycle paths anymore. But there's still lots of melting snow and melting water. And today we've got a different bike. Say hello to native Pääsky. Pääsky is this bird here. How beautiful is that? So this bike is from Finland, Sweden, called Svalön, from 1941. So it's 80 years old. And I'd like to take her for a ride. So let's go somewhere. How's my voice? Can you hear me? How's the video quality? Let me know. And we're off. So it's about +2 Celsius. As you can see, there's a lot of snow still melting. Hello, we've got Janneke and Pavlo. Hello to the Netherlands. Let's go to right from here. So as you see, there's still some of the sand left here on the surface to prevent slipperiness, because we might still be getting nighttime freezing temperatures. So for example, this night, the forecast, I think it says it's going to go to -2, and the next night even to -5 maybe. So there could still be a slippery situation, especially in places where drainage isn't so good. Hello Emmanuel, nice to have you here also. So yeah, it's quite different here now. But to prevent those problems I just mentioned, drainage issues and so on. So for example, here you see, it is really important that you have some ditches on both sides of the bike path, so the melting water doesn't come onto the bike path and freeze overnight. That would create some really dangerous and troublesome conditions. And we've got also Micah-chan from Alaska. Good to have you here too. And some lovely tiny dogs also. As you see, it's quite one-sided, where it's melted, where it's not, depending on which direction the sun is coming from. That small lake over there is still frozen, as you see. Some kiddos there playing. Maybe you can see them. Of course, they've gone here by bikes. So I wonder how soon people will be swimming here. Probably in a couple of weeks. So this is a recreational bike path going here in a park-ish, which is in the middle of residential areas filled with those single family buildings. And there's a playground and there's a kindergarten and a small school over there. And Smakasm saying the movie quality is great, and the bike with the swallow, exactly, it's swallow, not the hedgehog, on the fender, it looks good. Hello to Poznan, Poland also. How's the weather in Poland? Do you still have any snow there? I heard it was snowing even in the Netherlands just a couple of days ago. We also had some snowfall yesterday, but all of that fresh snow melted already today. So yeah, this one, it is gravel covered, so it's a kind of stone ash slash gravel. And here we are entering an asphalt bicycle path again. As Pavlo was asking if that previous path was covered with gravel. And we are going now again onto an unpaved path, which is a bit soft on the surface because of all the snow melting. Here you can see a ski track, which is not in too good condition anymore. Let's go this way. And on to some of these 80s residential areas. Let's go this way. And then soon we will go to right, not from here though. It's the next one, I think. Let's go to right from here. This way. And we are on the main bicycle path number 21. Which in this location also happens to be a residential road. But it is a dead end for cars, dead end for motor traffic. And through ride, through walk for people walking and cycling. And here you can see some of the signage. And let's go down here to the left. Smarkasm is saying there's snow, but spring weather is still missing. What do you mean by spring weather? Is it like plus 10, plus 20? That would be summer for us. Let's go a bit to the left. This way. So as you might see, this one has already been brushed of the sand and gravel. So it's already like summer. You know, in the summertime in Finland, there's usually not too much snow, as you can see now. Route number 8, going east, southeast from the city center. So this section, or actually the one behind me, is going to be upgraded this year, this summer. I've probably mentioned it a million times in my videos. But let's make a U-turn and cycle through all of the section, because they've already started the road construction works here, or the bicycle path construction works. Cycling towards the sunset. Oh, by the way, I recently updated the OS in my phone. It's now Android 11, and to me it feels like the battery life has decreased a lot, at least significantly. So we'll see how long it lasts, although it's not that cold anymore than it was in the previous live streams when it went down to. But now it's +2, so we'll see how long the battery lasts here. So here, this section is an old bicycle path. This section is from 80s, I believe, or really late 70s, and the sections further ahead, closer to the city center, they were built much earlier. And as you can see, the surface already has some damages to it, and the ground here is quite wet, quite soft, so that also poses some challenges to building good infrastructure. You need a solid base. So here, as you see, they've cut down some trees to make space for the widening of this bicycle path. So this is going to be, I believe, 6.6 meters wide instead of this 3 meters what it is now. To me it looks like this is 3, could be 3.5, but my eye says 3. So in a couple of months you will see, I will make a video of it. So now you see the before, and in a few months you will see how it's after the transformation into modern standard bicycle superhighway. And we got Klaus Schipper from Netherlands here also. Good to have you here. And this is one of the main bicycle highways from the city center, or actually we are now cycling towards the city center, which has a 5-kilometer section right from the city center that has no level crossings with motor traffic at all. So it's so relaxed to ride. You don't have to worry about any intersections, anything at all. On the left, behind that land wall, how do you call it, sound wall, there is a national highway. I don't know if you can hear it. Tell me if you can or if you can't. So this is going to be at least double as wide in a couple of months. And what they are doing here, so maybe here you can see that in the far ahead there's a cut in the trees going straight from here. So the old bicycle path takes a curve here to the left to go under that road ahead of us, but that old underpass is narrow and it has some visibility problems. So we are going to build a new one just for the bicycle superhighway here. It's going to go straight from here, so about that direction, straight towards the center of the frame right now. As you can see, they've already done quite a lot of works here. But the old one, you see here, it's got sometimes some drainage problems. Sometimes this water on my right doesn't reach the drain over there, but flows instead over the bike path and goes on the left onto the small ditch here, or the small river. And it's quite narrow here, what would I say. So this is an interesting point. I would really like to tell you some more stuff over here. Now the message disappeared. No, it came back. Damn it. And now? How's the video quality now? Pätkii, says Kokkeli Vekkuli. Does it still pätkii? Go a bit further. How's the video quality now? Any better? And we also have Big Mart from Ufa, Russia. Nice to have you here. And Tontana from Patela. Would you bike here and they'll buy me a beer in Ravintola House and then we'll go to Rajakylän Kulkuri. I think I'll skip that for today at least. It's a bit far away. Not for me actually. And Smarkasm is saying that for many years in April the weather here in Poland was almost summer, around 20 degrees Celsius. Now it's +5, so it's almost like here. It's +2 here now. And even the trees and shrubs are slowly waking up from the vegetation. Still low quality. That is a pity. Could I have some better internet connection here, please? Elisa, please. That's my ISP. Damn it. Anyway, that old underpass has those visibility problems that I told you about. Would have wanted to tell you more about that. So here you see they are going to build a new underpass over there. on the center of the frame. They're also protecting some of the trees here from machinery. And let's continue. Now that we are static, the quality is good. Let's see, it shouldn't be about that though, because I'm usually moving so slowly. Now the video quality is better, quite about time. So let's try stopping again. As you see here, also some drainage problems. So the new path and the underpass are going to go on the left side of the excavator here, left side of the machine. So it's going to be straighter and more safe. And much more spacious. So you can cycle faster and more comfortable. But yeah, as you see here, the drainage is not good. Water isn't going anywhere and there's still plenty of snow there to melt. And sometimes it's also flowing over the bike path, which wouldn't be that much of a problem. It's still annoying, especially for people walking, but overnight it can freeze. But yeah, when they're going to upgrade this bike path in the coming months, it's going to be much better. So in a second we will be on a bicycle superhighway section that's already completed. Was it last year? Yeah. So here you see how that previous section is going to look like in a couple of months. Much better, especially with the drainage. And Big Mart is asking how much time left to the city center. Well, if I would just be going there, it would be just a few minutes. But I might not go there, I don't know. I'll just improvise the route. And I might stop every once in a while or go somewhere else. I've gone to the city center so many times already in my live streams. Maybe I won't go there today. Or maybe I will, who knows. And Pablo is asking if this is a shared pedestrian bike path. Most of the bike paths here, I'd say almost all of them are shared, but this one is divided. So there is a separate section for people riding bikes and people walking, as you can see here from the symbols and traffic signs. But all the other bike paths, well, not all of them, but most of the other bike paths, they are also shared, but there is no dedicated sections for the modes of transportation there. And as Kokkeli-Vekkuli is saying, the Rauhan Park is a very good looking parking hall. Yeah, well, you can say that. I don't like it at all. Mostly because it's a parking hall. I don't really like those. Huge investment for car traffic again. I hope the users at least are paying for that. But now let's go this way. Let's not go to the city center. Let's go this way. This seems also brushed already. Yeah. Bike and pedestrian path, that previous one. So that you just saw, the previous path is our standard for bicycle superhighways. That's 4 meters for bidirectional bicycle traffic and 2.5 for people walking, plus 10 centimeters for the separation. So all in all 6.6 meters. And if we are building an underpass or bridge, say, for example, then we need some extra space onto the edges so that there's like 0.5 meter extra from the edge of the bike path and 25 centimeters from the edge of the pedestrian path. So a bridge or an underpass for a bicycle superhighway would need to be a total of 7.35 meters wide. And Kokkel is saying that this path is in quite bad condition. Well, sometimes in a couple of places. As you can see, there's a couple of cracks here, but it's still pretty smooth to ride. And springtime, especially times like this, they are really a time when you can find out where you have trouble, where you have problems in your infrastructure, because you have the ground and the base is melting. It might be melting unevenly, so if there's frost and melting problems, the path might melt unevenly and create some cracks and bumps and so on that you will only see during that period of time. And of course then you see all the drainage problems. And now when all the cracks are wet, it's so easy to see them. So it's almost exaggerated how bad or good the bike path looks like. And Big Mart is asking where are we going for today. I haven't got a slightest clue. At the moment I'm traveling north along the national highway. So right just next to me on the left there's a 6-lane national highway going from Helsinki all the way to north. And you also see a drainage problem. Really bad quality here, but still totally cyclable. And there's quite a loud noise from the national highway on the left. Good to know. Thanks for letting me know, Pablo. And also Pablo is asking if there's bike repairing stands along such isolated bike paths. Well, first of all, I wouldn't say it's isolated. Then again, we have a different measurement scale, I'm sure. But no, there's not too many bicycle repair stands here. There's 4 of them in the city center, and then there's some private ones in the residential areas and the residential yards in private places. So not too many of them yet, but there's more coming. I'm wondering actually if we are going to install them along the new bicycle superhighways. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all. It's so much more quiet here now that we have something to protect us from the sound, the noise of those motor vehicles, those metal boxes. And talking about isolated places, so it's just like 2-3 kilometers from the city center. So Oulu doesn't get too much denser than this unless you go into the very city center. Yeah, Oulu is also quiet of a suburban hell, you could say, but at least it's a bikeable hell. So more than 50% of the trips made in Oulu are still made by private motor vehicles, more than 20% by bicycle, and just like 5% by public transportation. So that's almost nothing. It's getting better, but still it's almost nothing. Pablo is saying that in Vinnytsia there's more than a dozen of those bicycle repair stands, but municipality was blamed for vandalism and low quality build. Yeah, not surprised, unfortunately. Here also, for example, some of the tools have been stolen. Yes, even in Finland things get stolen. And for example, the pumps in them have been broken. Oulujoki River already open and flowing. Can't cycle up top of the ice anymore. Cockle is asking how's the brushing going? How many percent of the bicycle routes are brushed already? I don't honestly know. Most of the main contract for the super maintenance class have been brushed today or earlier. For example, this one has been brushed today. But I don't know about the regular first class and second class routes that much. I'd say most of them probably are not yet brushed because there's still freezing weather to come. American Feetser, hello Brandon, good to have you here. You need a fast forward button from snow to summer. Every early spring is so nasty. I wouldn't say it's nasty. Might look like that because this has been brushed today, so it might look like it's ugly or fugly. I like it. Even though I like winter, I like summer, but I do like springtime too. It's not too bad. And the bicycle rolls so quietly and there's no sand on this path and it's so warm that you barely need any clothes. It's +2, I mean it's above 0. Can you imagine that? Kokkeli Vekkoli, you can also go to oulunliikenne.fi, choose the bicycle, and you can see the maintenance, what's been done on the main bicycle paths. So for example there you can see which paths have been brushed today, if you're interested. Let's go this way. So this is not a city-owned bike path, this is owned by the state. And it's one of the problem spots for the winter time. So again, right on the left side of us there's National Highway number 20 going to east northeast to Kuusamo, and when they're plowing the snow, most of it and they are responsible of cleaning the bike path after that right away, and it usually works quite fine, but sometimes there's trouble. Who's surprised? I'm not. And Pavlo is saying the video quality isn't as good as it was in the start. Well, I haven't changed any settings, it should be 1080p, but it could be just the network. Can't think of anything else. And now slightly better. Interesting. So I just cycled past your home. Not in Tuira or Toppila. No, yeah, we are in Hinta and soon in Kynsilehto, maybe. Go skating there. Skateboarding. And Bikumaret is saying that most of bike paths are shared, and they are in the same situation. Earlier they thought that most of ours are separated and thought that you have bad cycling infrastructure. Well, it depends. So as you see, for example here, there's not too many people walking. So these are basically these are legally bicycle paths where walking is also allowed. But when there's not too many people cycling or not too many people walking here in the suburbs, why would you need to separate infrastructure for people walking and cycling? I mean, of course you need separate infrastructure from cars and motor vehicles, sure, but I don't see the reason for that, why we should have everything separated here, or even the most. We are going to separate most of the most important paths during the coming years, but not all of them. It wouldn't make sense. We can use that money much better And we've got Tontana also giving greetings from Patel to Kokkeli. Even this area here, I believe this is 30 kilometers per hour. Perfectly calm, cyclable. Most of these streets here, even here, are dead ends for cars. Totally safe for cycling and walking. But yeah, of course, if you have more people walking, more people cycling, that. And if you don't, you can make it usually and take the space for motor traffic or something else if it's possible. So you can continue on this path to Kiiminki, 17 kilometers. And a bit further if you want. Let's go to some. So for example here, there's a regular, probably second class bike path which hasn't been brushed yet. It's totally cyclable, there's only tiny amounts of sand and gravel here. No problem at all. And it's one of the rare cases where we have to use it. Oh, they're turning. There's a taxi coming from the right. So what is especially nice here is that you can travel through the suburbs, through the city districts, fast and comfortable with your bike, not having to follow the main car arterial roads. Just go anywhere on these bicycle path networks that are inside the suburbs and go through them. Fast, easy and comfortable for people of all ages and abilities. And Brandon is asking if I plan to do a stream riding with the brushers. I was wanting to do it today, but unfortunately I had a meeting that lasted until like 25 minutes before the stream started, so I wanted to make the stream today about that, but I just couldn't fit it into my schedule and they already quit it for the day. And I may be able to do one tomorrow. I hope so. And Tontana is asking what's the longest journey that you have done on a bicycle, what I have done on a bicycle. In a day, in 24 hours, it's a bit more than 600 kilometers. But that was cycled with an old upright Opa Feeds, single speed Pappiska. That was beautiful. Well, some people probably wouldn't call it beautiful. And as Kokkeli is saying, it might be bad for the lungs to follow the brushers. Yeah, there's oftentimes a lot of discussion about the air quality. And they want the workers to brush the sand and the gravel quite early so that it wouldn't cause any dust problems. Let's see if I should go there. No, I don't. Just continue on this path for a moment. I think I will turn left from here. Let's go this way. And in case you were wondering, it's about 9 p.m. Maybe 9:05 p.m. It's +2-ish. The forecast says it's going to go to -2 at the night. So that's one of the reasons many paths still have some gravel and some sand on them. And here you're seeing some of the worst infrastructure and worst drainage. Drainage is still, even in Oulu, in my opinion, one of the biggest problems about infrastructure, and many people do not take it seriously enough. Roundabout. Out the right away. It's a K-Market and there's a Lidl. Marcus is saying that yes, these bike paths are great. Away from cars, quiet and peaceful through the neighborhoods. Exactly. Exactly like that. And with underpasses in the busiest crossings. Well, we don't need to stop for the traffic lights that you see up there on the right. You can just scroll through. Scroll and roll through. And we've got Robot 2275 from Lund, Sweden. Hey, Pomodu. Nice to see that the snow is melted in Oulu. Well, some of it, at least from the bike paths and many other places, but there's still some snow left along the paths. And Pavel is saying, wait a moment, I can see it soon. There's a text in my screen, is white. And if I have snow in the background, it's impossible to see what the text says. I need to turn the camera a bit. In my country, bicycle underpath is considered as something very expensive to build. Well, it's not cheap, but it's much more cheap than almost any car infrastructure. So it doesn't know what exactly construction cost. It's hard to perceive reasoning like separate path is expensive to build. I would say it's much more expensive for the society not to build good bicycle infrastructure. Well, I'm sure that most of you already know all of that shit. But yeah, a good quality bicycle underpass could cost something from €500,000 to €1,000,000. If it's going under a big underpass, then maybe 1.5. Depends. But then again, I'm talking about a good quality one. And as some of you might know, there's more than 300 of those underpasses or overpasses here in Oulu. For example, here we don't have to go as low, as much down as the car traffic, because we need less clearance for our heads. So we are saved from some extra height meters. Let's see how many people cycled here today. So that's one more underpass. What's it say here? That's a counter. It says 1567, 1568 now. Damn, it's bright. So today, 1568 people cycling here on this suburban bicycle path, and 1,000 people walked. And the bigger numbers are from the beginning of the year, but I think this might have been offline. I'm not sure. Well, anyway. I'm guessing that these numbers will boost up to 2 or 3, maybe even 4,000 in the summertime. Kokkel is asking if I have cycled them all, and them probably meaning the underpasses. I would like to say yes, I have. I'm not 100% sure, but at least single speed bike. So this bridge was built in 19. And would you look at the sunset over there? Beautiful, but I'd like to get rid of the road. Or street, actually. Having your shopping. Easy. some wind here. Let's go to left and onto the riverside. Oh, a drainage problem once again. Please fix these, City of Oulu. That's not good. Well, even this path is on our list of upcoming bicycle superhighways. So maybe one day. Oh, there's somebody doing brushing on the private yard. Wonder if I can go there. Let's go in there. No, it might not even be a private yard. Let's see if I can catch that machine. Tontana is asking how many bicycles I'm owning now. I am not quite sure. It depends on the definition of a bicycle. So I would say 17 bicycles and 1 tricycle. Total of 18 at least. I'm not sure if all of them are in rideable condition right now. That's a bit too many. I'm trying to cut down, but they always come up from somewhere. Oh, that's a nice cafe. And that's a sauna ferry over there with an igloo. Oh, somebody likes me on Tinder. Thanks for the notification. Let's go over here. And then this way. Pavlo is asking, do I expect to meet anyone riding cargo bike or tricycle during this 30 to 60 minutes evening ride? At this time of the day, maybe not. Totally possible, I'd say like 50-50. Yes or no. Possible? Sure. Probable? Maybe. During the daytime, I would probably see like 1 or 2. Problem with cargo bikes. Oh, there you go. Oh, they're giving me away. Thanks. Well, thanks for obeying the traffic rules. So there is brushing going on this private yard. Yeah, that machine over there. Well, it's a private yard. Probably shouldn't be going over there to. You see that the part in front of the garage has been just cleared, and they oftentimes do the private yards by backing up and brushing. It to many other, not to even mention cities and that always happens at the points of interest. So maybe I should. Another brushing machine. Reputation and bicycle theft. Yeah, well, they say so, at least. So it's no wonder that in the city where we have the most bicycles and most bicycle and many of the bicycles that are stolen are oftentimes POS bikes, piece of shit, bicycle shaped objects, PMO, PME, pyöränmuotoinen esine. Just shitty things that work and are totally fine, perfect for going from A to B. That cost you maybe 20 euros or 100 euros. If they get stolen, you buy another one. Or in some case, maybe you steal another one. No, that's a vicious wheel, or how do you say, vicious cycle. Don't do that. But for a long time, people didn't really want to invest in good quality bicycle racks or locks. I don't know. And there's not too much good quality bicycle parking in the city either. So lots of things could be better. I've had bicycle stolen from me twice. Once it was from a bus stop where it was locked with just this one cheap, maybe €2 cable lock, which was absolute shit. And the bike wasn't too expensive either. It was a single speed poppiska, and that was like 20 years ago. And once actually it happened that this one girl had just fell down on a bicycle and broken their teeth, one tooth, and I stopped there to help her. And while I was helping that woman, that girl, somebody nicked my bicycle from behind my back. So how low can you go? That was in a tunnel underpass under the railway, sorry. So there's security cameras also. Although I went to report the theft to the police, and after the report was filed, I just went around the city to think if somebody had just stolen that bike to go to a terrace to drink a beer or something, I don't know. Didn't find from the city center, but when I cycled from the city center back to my place, I found the bike from these two guys sitting on a bench in a park drinking beer. Some bums, you could say. And called the police, got my bike back, and the guy was taken away. Probably will never pay his tickets, whatever he got. I got my bike back. So I've only lost one bike, and that was 20 years ago. But yeah, many people get their bike stolen, and that is for sure annoying. If a better bicycle of yours gets stolen, your home insurance usually covers for it. You need to pay a small deposit for it, depending on your insurance conditions. But it's still a pain in the ass. Still some snow left here. When we've got some shadow from the trees, it shelters the sun, the snow from the sun. It's getting darker. Put on the that underpass looks quite dark. In my opinion, it should be illuminated already. Yeah, look at that. Oh, there's a dog. Did you see that person walking their dog? I almost didn't either. Yeah, this is a bike path too. I think this is like 6-7 meters wide. Getting a bit more narrow. Yeah, as Marcus is saying, that was a tale with happy ending. The bicycle theft story. Yeah, at least I still have the bike, and that is actually the very bike that I rode 615 kilometers in 24 hours with. So it's lived through many adventures. Let's go this way. This used to be military barracks, or what do you call it? This area. And for example, my father served here. There's not too much of that left anymore. That building, that low one over there behind the trees, belongs to that time, and also those buildings in the center of the frame now. But the ones on the left are new developments, residential buildings. And I believe most of these buildings nowadays have nothing to do with the military. Yeah, there's more like state offices from different departments and so on. Let's go to this way. And we've got a city bus following us. This one. That's a tiny bus for the near city routes that do not have enough passengers to warrant a full bus, and they can use this section legally on part of their route. Oh, here we have a brushing going on, and this is a supermarket, so we can film here. There you see how it's going. There's another machine. Pablo is asking what are the dimensions of that minibus. To be honest, I don't know. It's more like a size of a van, a big van. We can go and have a look. I think they went this way. 8 meters long, maybe. Probably not that long. How close is it to their ugly marshrutkas? I'd say it's much more beautiful at least. Well, I kinda like the marshrutkas. Did I pronounce it correctly? Marshrutka? How is it said? So it's coming already. They quitted for the day, so that was the last one. So here you see the minibus again. So not too big. I don't know, maybe 15 people, 20. Yeah, as Marcus was saying, it's some heavy equipment that is used for brushing the sand and the gravel away. So it is oftentimes they use the same exact machines for snow removal and construction and so on, because you can just change the equipment in the front. You can have a snow plow, you can have a brush, you can have a, what's it called, that you dig with a bucket, big bucket. You can use them for transporting the snow, plowing the snow, brushing the snow, spreading some sand or salt. Hopefully not salt. I don't like it. Oh, now we have the illumination already on. For most of the jobs, so that you don't need to buy a different machine for every single task. So we already cycled here once earlier. Now you see the same path in different illumination. It looks so much better already. And Brandon, American Pizza, is asking how many more winters until summer actually arrives. Well, it depends again on the definition of winter and summer. Could you give me some definitions? I mean, how do you define summer? How do you define winter? To me, this is already almost summer enough. We got the two machines there again. Let's go see them once more. But yeah, these guys, they have to work at night when the shop is closed. Well, it's not actually even closed yet. It closes in like 33 minutes. So it closes at 10 p.m. Let's go and see them. So these kind of machines with a brush. it was pointed out earlier in the chat, I don't want to spend too much time next to them because of all that dust. Plus 15 is summer. Summer and green. Summer is green and plus 15. Or is it green divided by 15? So 1/15 is a summer. I don't know how that would work. So anyway, I think they're forecasting plus 11 for the weekend. It's horribly warm. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's going to make the snow melt fast. Let's go this way. There's a bicycle above us. Lovely. And some street art with them horses. Janneke is asking if it's special gravel and sand, is it stored over summer? Yeah, most of it is collected and washed and reused if possible, but of course you can't collect and reuse everything. Some of it also always gets blown from the bike path. So when you spread gravel on top of a snowy bike path, well, let's not say snowy, but let's say icy bike path, because you do not need gravel on snowy baths. And some of the gravel and sand gets pushed to the side. And I mean, they oftentimes do brush the sides also. And so on to collect most of that stuff, but it's not possible to collect all of it. And the type of gravel, well, we oftentimes use natural gravel, which is not the best choice for environment. There's limited resources on that. Well, there's a lot of that in Finland, but still I don't like digging it out from the ground, so that's why I like it being reused. But the requirement on our paths is that the material must not damage bicycle tires, and it must be approved by the city, whatever material it is that the contractors are using. And it's usually from 0 to 6 millimeters, the particle size, and it must not have sharp edges. And we do need to wash it because there's always some trash, maybe even broken glass with it when you collect it back from the path. And some of it does get crushed even on the bicycle tires, and there might be some tinier particles like sand or mud collected into it when it's collected back on the bike path. So that's why it needs to be washed. Look at that. It's quite beautiful here with the sunset, or post-sunset. Soon coming to the blue hour. We've got another bicycle counter here. This one says 1,332 people cycling here on this path today. And there's somebody coming. There we go. And it's a delay of a couple of seconds, I think, and should work. Yeah, 1,333 now. And when I pass the counter, it's going to go to 1,334. Yep, 1,334 now. Some of the oldest bridges in Oulu. This one, the old railway bridge, is from 1880s, I believe. I mean, oldest surviving bridges. There wasn't too many people living here back then. A few thousand, I believe. Illumination is quite good, wouldn't you say? Smarkasm is saying that they remember when I showed those same machines to remove snow. Exactly. It's good that we have multiple uses for them. So we can use the same machines to clean the snow, transport the snow, spread the gravel, brush the gravel, or do some construction or whatever is needed. So do you mean clean them from snow? Or also from trash or gravel? And what kind of machines? Are they wheel loaders like those, but just smaller? Or are they like bobcats? Or what type of machines are they? Janneke is saying that they have some unpaved roads through a local woodland. But are they constructed? Somebody constructed them, somebody built them? Or are they just more like natural paths? They get graded and potholes filled but with ground up building rubble with nails and glass in it. No one's responsible for flat tires. That sounds really unfortunate. So if somebody built it, for maintaining them, right? You'd imagine so. So what if there's an accident? Somebody gets hurt? Or let's say somebody hits a pothole, falls down and God forbid dies or something. What happens then? I'm sure that there is some party that is responsible for that. At least I hope so. Knocking on the wood that would never happen though. It's now 21:35, if I'm not mistaken, am I? Local time. So 25 minutes and it's 10 p.m. Let's see. There should be radars here no, they already detected us. And the lights turn green. Yeah, they're turning green faster than I can say it. Let's go to the left. So this is also an old bike path, which is probably also 6 meters wide or something. Let's measure it. Stop here for a second. This bike actually did have a kickstand. A good old-fashioned double kickstand, but it was in quite bad condition, so I removed it. Let's go and measure this bike path. Let's measure it here. Starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, not 6 meters. So that would be 520. Maybe I counted wrong. 540, 550. Pablo is asking how did we manage to keep enough space for the bike paths? Trees, lawns around the streets. Seems like spacing building restrictions were introduced many decades ago. Well, it helps that practically nobody lived here before. So it was just a city of few thousand people until 100 years ago. Then maybe 10,000, 20,000 people until like 1940s, 1950s when it started growing rapidly. And 50s, 60s, when we started growing rapidly, we already knew to hire good people planning the city. So a lot of the city has been growing so that it has been planned. And our first transportation engineer was a person who luckily understood the importance of people walking and cycling. So for example, he designed this one. So this is probably from 50s, 60s, It's almost 6 meters wide bicycle path, which probably was too wide for first 50 years of its existence. But now, as the city population is more than 200,000, it's quite a good thing that we have this kind of bike paths. I mean, there's a couple of these old bicycle paths which are really wide, 5 to 6 meters, built in the 60s, I believe. I'm happy that they exist. Growing up here and taking this as a standard, well, it was a shock to move to Tampere, where they didn't do anything like this. His name is Mauri Myllylä. He's over 80 years old. He's still alive, and I am planning to do an interview with him in the future. I was also lucky enough to get the same guy, Mauri Myllylä, as one of the instructors of my thesis. I've learned a lot from that man. Yeah, well, illumination here could be better though. It was only illuminated from the left, and we got some spare light coming onto the bike path. Yeah, it's usable. I would really like to have a separate illumination here on this path. Jannik is saying that they put a claim to the organization responsible for that part of the road after 3 flat tires in 1 month, but they said that they didn't have sufficient funding to use clean material and wouldn't refund you. Imagine that. That sucks. Maybe you can forward the complaint to some higher level. I don't know how it works in your country, but here I could, if the response to my feedback or my claim would be so ridiculous, I would for sure push it forward. Let's go to the right from here. It's too dark over there. Let's go this way. It's much better illuminated here. So this one is also a residential road. A dead end again for motor traffic, but through right for people walking and cycling. So we do not get too much motor traffic here. Now we could turn left from here. So for example here, even on this collector street, like this one here, which isn't too wide, we still have bi-directional bicycle paths on both sides of the street, which in my opinion is a bit of an overkill. I don't think you would need that much. And with such a quiet street, you could still maybe cycle here on the drive lanes. Yeah. Then again, if you want to cycle over there, go ahead. I wish that were possible. So legally now I should be probably riding over there. Anyway, I feel this is much safer. Then again, it would be safe over there too. Let's turn right from here. And we will go to one of the oldest underpasses in Oulu. Once I just put on my rear light. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's on. Forgot to put my rear light on. So the traffic code changed last June, and we are now required to have a red light in the rear of the bicycle when it's dark. A bit unnecessary if you ask me in our conditions. If you're cycling on the same area as with cars are going or motor traffic, then I totally understand it. But with our bicycle path network, I find it a bit unnecessary. Anyway, Here is one of the oldest bicycle paths in Oulu from 1960. I don't remember. 3, 2, 4, 5. And the lights are not on. What is this? Lights are there. The lamps, I mean, but the lamps are not on. Need to report that. Now let's go up and then turn left. Actually, I could turn right for just a second. You see, this bike path has just been recently cleared. It's really, really clearly visible. It says +1 over there. Tantana is saying that Queen's Bicycle Race is the best bicycle song. Do you guys have any other ones that are your favorites? Or not your favorites, but just songs about bicycles? Because I would like to know of more songs related to bicycles. There's at least a song in Finnish called Polkupyörä, meaning bicycle. So it looks like there's almost no markings on this bike path, but this one is divided. So the left side is for bi-directional bicycle traffic and the right side with the black asphalt is for people walking. Let's see if we can go to right. Take a sharp right. I've been here before, but if you don't want to see this, just close your eyes. If you can even see anything anyway. So this is just some residential bike parking here. No, if you can see it, it's really dark here. It's illuminated, so it's not as dark in real life as what it seems to be. But these are covered bicycle racks full of bicycles here. Seems to me that you can't see anything. How about over there? Seems like it's a bit better illuminated here. At least those ones are. Those are similar racks as those ones that you just saw or didn't see. Not too bad. Quite old, I'd say. Let's go to the left from here. So the area in front of us used to be an industrial area still, like 1 or 2 decades ago, and now it's residential. It was a good location right next to the city center. Well, not next to the city center, but really close to the city center. But even here, if you go onto parking places or yards like this, you can almost be assured that there's a way to go through on your bike. Well, this didn't look too good, but it was still rideable. Seems so dark here. It could be the wide angle lens that I'm using that has less aperture than the better lenses, but with that you can underline the importance of good illumination. Smarkasm is saying that they call the machines small compact sweepers. They are suitable for sweeping sidewalks, parking lots, narrow streets and industrial halls also. I probably know what you mean, but are they always equipped with sweepers? Can you do anything else with them? Like, can you fit a bucket in them or a plow? or something else, I don't know what. You tell me. Let's go to right. And here we have one of our projected traffic sign sets. If you want to look at them, let's see if the image quality stays good. So these are projected bicycle traffic signs. Well, not everybody using them as they should, but then again I might have been blocking their road. So these signs are projected from the light pole. So there's a projector up there, another one over there, and they are turned on automatically whenever the street lighting is on, and they project the images here to illustrate which side is for people walking and which is for people cycling. And this is especially useful when the paths are snow covered, so you cannot see the markings, at least not so easily. There's about 10 of them now. 9 of them were installed a couple of months ago. So for 1 year we tested one. It was a good success. So we installed 9 more, and I believe that we are going to have more of them installed onto the bicycle superhighway construction site that you saw in the beginning of this video, which is now currently being built. Climbing up. Now we are in Tuira, which some people would call one or the second of the 3 ghettos in Oulu: Kaukovainio, Tuira and Rajakylä, which are still, in my opinion, perfectly fine places to live. I guess in Finland you would call a place ghetto if police would visit that residential area twice a month or twice a year, instead of, like, let's say once a year for a routine checkup. Another set of the projected traffic signs over there. I love how silent this bike is now. You know, I got this bike a bit over a year ago. I went to Falun, Sweden to pick it up. I really wanted to have this wonderful ornament which is in the front fender. The bird, the swallow, pääsky, svalan in Swedish. Really wanted to have one of them. I really like the brand. It's a small bicycle brand from that very city or town, whichever you want to call it. So I traveled there to pick up this bike, and well, the seller said that it had some trouble. You need to fix it quite a lot before it would be safe to ride, but I rode it already like in 4 different cities in Sweden on the same day, in Falun and in Gävle and in Uppsala and in Stockholm. And I'm still alive. But today I finally tried to find out what was making some really irritating and horrible noise when you apply some pressure to the pedals. And I just found out that the rear cog was really worn out, and the chain would make a horrible noise when it tried to detach from that cog. So I installed a new one and also a new chain today, and it's so silent now. Ah, the bliss. It's a wonderful bike. Tontana is saying that if Kaukovainio is still a ghetto, well, you say me, you tell me. If you ask me, none of them are ghettos. But if you would have to name some areas which are the cheapest to live in Oulu, it would probably still be Kaukovainio and Rajakylä and Tuira. Even though especially Tuira and Kaukovainio are located in really good places. Tuira is just like, what, less than 2 kilometers from the city center. Kaukovainio maybe 4 kilometers. It's really cheap to live there. So you can pay like 450 euros for a 50 square meter apartment, a flat over there. Maybe even internet included and the heat. So yeah, well, cheap prices might make some places ghettos, but well, as I said earlier, there's not really too much crime here in Oulu, apart from bicycle theft. Marcus is saying that those machines that they told us earlier, take care of shoveling snow and winter and then brushing sand. They don't know exactly if they also sprinkle sand, but they certainly clean the paths from sand with brushes. Okay, that's good to know. But there must be some machines that actually do spread the gravel then. I wonder if those are separate machines then. Also, I wonder when we are going to see 2000 broken. So this bike path has had 1839. Today this is the highest number I've seen this year. 103,000 people cycled on this path already this year, and 1,400 walked today, and 91,000 walked this year. Let's continue. Oulu is a cheap place to live rent-wise comparing to Helsinki. That's what Montana is saying. Yeah, that's definitely true. And that's also one more reason to live here. Apart from wonderful bicycle infrastructure that is going to become better every day, but there's also space for you to breathe and enjoy the city on the bicycle, enjoy the outdoors. You're almost in Lapland, so you can reach lots of really beautiful places, and you can still go to wonderful winter adventures even now, even on a day trip. For example, if you want to go to Syöte, there's still wonderful fat bike trails there and ski tracks, and you can go downhill skiing if you want to, and Nordic skiing and so on. And be back here in Oulu already on the same day. Oh, we have broken lights here again. Brandon, is your cat there? Maybe they could report those lights. So earlier in one live stream, Brandon was saying that their cat can type Finnish and report all the broken lights to our feedback system. Yeah, so many broken lights here today. At least this one is not broken. One more of these. Let's make a U-turn. No, let's not. Let's make another U-turn and continue this way. Go check one more counter. There's one more counter on the right. Let's go this way. So this one says 1,288 people cycled here today. Now let's make one more U-turn. Let's not go onto that bridge, even though it's beautiful. And now we have 1,289. Count with me too. Bicycle Dodge, good to have you here. As they are saying, such a big difference if 1 or 2 lights are out and it's really dark. Yes, it definitely is. Then again, this camera also exaggerates that a bit. So to at least my naked eye, the difference is not that dramatic. So let's go back. And as you can see, not even now with the markings can all people still understand which side is for people walking and which side is for people cycling. Let's see if they even notice it with these signs. So yeah, when I'm looking at the screen, it really looks dark. Much darker than it looks to my eye. Let's go to right from here. This way. Smarkasum is saying that in their district there was a project to build such roofed shelters with bicycle stands under multi-family residential buildings in the civic budget competition, but the residents chose other projects. Maybe there's some dust in the air because I'm feeling some itching in my nose. So if I'm sneezing soon, don't kill me. It's the moment I need to blow my nose or something. You probably wanted to know that. See if I can mute the mic for a second. Where is it? Just a moment. And we're back. Maybe I will soon need to sneeze again. Who knows? Putting on my gloves back again. And we're off. Some of the bit older buildings which still have survived here in Oulu. Well, most of the Oulu city center was built out of wood, so it was really prone to fires. This isn't the nicest crossing here. I don't need to walk my bike, I'm doing it to get the right away, which I didn't even need because there's nobody coming. But it's better to be safe than sorry when you're riding your bike one-handed and shooting with the other one. Let's go to right from here. There's one small brushing machine. This one is a bit smaller. They are cleaning, emptying that machine. I don't want to be close when they're doing that because it's going to get dusty. Can you hear that? That's noisy as hell. Probably depends on your equipment if you actually need to bang it like that. That is the Oulu City Hall. It's nice. what else should I say? The new city hall. There's an older one behind it. And there is also a bike path on my left, and this section is going to be upgraded into a bicycle street, a fietsstraat, in a year or two, I believe. And now we're entering a fietsstraat. You see the blue sign. So this one already is a bicycle street. There's police over there. You can see Finnish police. Wonder if they're going to pick up some food. It's illegal for them to park there unless they have a task or something. How do you call that? There they are cleaning the road. A smaller machine. Bicycle parking. And here we have this car. Yeah, as Bicycle Dutch is saying, that banging, I guess you mean the banging, was indeed pretty loud. And as Pablo is asking if this is the heated area in the wintertime, yes it is. At least this one is. And now it looks so bright here. But again, to my eye, it doesn't look too bright at all. So I guess your eyes are much better in adjusting to different levels of brightness than the camera is. Night time here. Let's go to left here once more and we'll see what's happening here. So these people are not allowed to park here. We have a lot of these food transporters. But to me it seems that these police are indeed ordering food over there. Yeah, they are looking at the menu. Yeah, let's make a U-turn and go this way. YKP 532. And as Tontana is saying, Oulu has a small city center comparing to other big cities in Finland. That is so true. And partly because of the history I told earlier, that Oulu was a really small city until quite lately, like until 1950s, 1960s. Whereas, for example, Turku and Tampere and Helsinki were much bigger cities already back then. Before the era of private automobiles. Janneke is asking if there's no curfew in Finland. So yeah, in this city and in our region, the COVID situation is quite okay, I would say. I can't say it's good, but the restaurants are open. So you can go to restaurant and eat. The ban of going inside the restaurant was lifted, I think last week. Before that it was takeaway only, click and collect only for a couple of weeks. So it's been on and off. And I think that the current limitations allow you meetings of up to 10 people here. And I believe in Helsinki region, for example, it's 6 people. And in some regions, I believe the restaurants are still closed. I don't know for sure. But at least here, restaurants are open. And even pubs are open. I think they need to close at like 11 p.m. I'm not sure. somebody who knows more about the pub life and restaurant life can confirm that or correct me. But that's what I think. How is it? How's the COVID situation in your countries? What kind of restrictions do you have? It's a bit windy here. I hope the mic isn't picking up the wind too much. Wow, eating in the restaurant, a very alien concept for us. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah. Just a moment, I need to pay attention. The traffic. Let's go this way. Yeah, indeed. Well, I still do not like to eat in restaurants too much. I don't want to risk anything. But I do like lunch buffets. Can't lie about that. Then again, I haven't been into a buffet in a couple of weeks, I guess. We were in northern Lapland a week or two ago, and while we were there, the restaurant ban was lifted in that region. So for the 3 last days we could have a buffet breakfast in our accommodation. That's so good. And since not too much travel is recommended, there were also not too many people, so it was probably quite safe. I hope so. Pablo is asking if there's limits for number of passengers allowed to city buses. I don't know to be sure, but it could be that they are allowing like 50% of the seats to be used. So like you can use every other row, maybe. But I'm just saying that off the top of my head, so I'm not really sure about that. It could be not. But I think the same in trains too. Not sure. And Tontana is saying that they read that when there were new COVID cases in Oulu when the last weekend the bars were opened. Yeah, exactly. There were at least a couple of, what do you call that you might have been exposures to COVID. And Janeke is saying that they've been just told no lifting of any restrictions for at least another 2 weeks. So only shopping by appointment or click and collect. Ah, that sucks. But yeah, understandable, totally. But still, it's been a long way. It's been long. And just to imagine what it does to people's health, mental health, how kids are growing up and so on. Then again, probably it's still much better than the other alternatives. But for example, here I think that the grocery stores, for example, have not been closed at all, and you've been always able to do shopping inside the store. So for example, I haven't done like grocery pickup even once. I've done a lot of pickup food from restaurants, yeah, sure. Once again, one of these machines here. Also, Janeke is saying that there's a curfew from 10 p.m. to 4:50 in the a.m. in the morning. Interesting, why is it 4:50? So that people can go at 4:51 to work. Well, close to 5, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we've had any curfews here. The region around Helsinki, Uusimaa, they've had like some limitations to traveling outside from that region to other regions in the past, to go outside the region for pretty much almost any reason. So even this bike path might look dark to you, but at least to my eye it's really well illuminated. Interesting. Here's an advertisement about the COVID vaccinations. Let's see what it says. It says koronarokotukset, which is COVID vaccinations, and check out the order of vaccines and see the guide for how do you say that, for reserving a time at that web address, and that is from the well-being services of City of Oulu. What does it say on the other side? Probably it's commercial something. Is it? Yeah, no, just some commercial stuff. Grocery shopping has been possible throughout, says Janneke, but limited amounts of people in the shops. Shopping with a trolley compulsory. Curfew is to 4:30. That's a typo. Okay. I don't know, maybe that makes more sense, maybe not. It's a time, it's a number, whereas any other is. So there is one more set of these projected traffic signs here, which, as mentioned earlier, are projected from that projector under the lights, and they turn on whenever the street lights are on. Let's see what my battery says. My battery still says 46%. Wonderful. I'm positively surprised. Then again, it's so warm here. It's probably still above zero. Roundabout here, and did you know that we have the right of way pretty much in every roundabout in the whole country? We, meaning the people cycling or walking. This hasn't been completely brushed yet. There's still some sand on the right side. Let's go over there. There's temperature meter. And let's see what it says for the temperature. It says +1. I feel so warm. Well, when you're acclimatized to -30, you can imagine how hot it is now. Up there you can see, maybe soon, maybe you can see it, +1. +1 degrees Celsius. And it's 22:16 o'clock. There's a gas station. And by the way, did you know that the Finnish word for gas station is actually service station? So it doesn't even mention gas. Huoltoasema. Well, some people could say bensa-asema, but that's not official word. Bensa-asema would mean benzene station. So we are now on the bicycle path number 9, main route number 9, going to Kaakkuri and Mäntylä. This was upgraded to this modern standard bicycle highway last year, and we are going to build it further during the coming years. Tantana is asking if I'm in Höyhtyä. Yes, sure, I am in Höyhtyä. On my right hand side there's Nokela, and up ahead there's areas. I've been here so I would almost like to ride my bike on the opposite lane, because this one is cleaned. Also take some water. From my gravel insomnia battle. And one more of these projected sign sets. Interesting though that they only cleared a part of this bicycle path, like the center part. Maybe they had a full work day already and couldn't clear the rest. Who knows? And even this one looks so dark on the camera. It's wonderfully bright here. Just bring your own eyes here if you don't believe me. Would like to have you guys here, everybody. When travel is again possible, come to see Oulu with your own eyes and experience it with your own legs and your lungs and whatever you want, especially with your own mind. So here it ends. Now it's all sand again. Wow, there's like 2 millimeters in some places. In some places it's already worn out by the people riding their bikes, as you can maybe even see in the image, in the picture. And here you can see a different surface, much more brighter red, in the areas of potential conflict. This is quite bright. It's a coating which, before you even ask, is not slippery at all. The stream has lasted now 1 hour and 50 minutes, and we've still got like more than 40% of the battery left. I like that. It's just my phone. If you're interested in my setup, it's my Sony Xperia 5 Mark II phone, connected to a wired mic from Rode, and a handheld gimbal from Osmo, DJI Osmo Mobile 3, I think. Just a handheld gimbal, a phone connected to regular mobile network, not even 5G, just 4G, and the mic. That's it. And we got Peace Blaster 2K. Hello there. Good to have you here, whoever you are. Where are you from? State your name, state your origin, and state your bicycles, all of them. Now better. Did we have problems with the quality? Pavel is saying that it's now better. That would imply that something was worse earlier. Entering Mäntylä. Okay. Let's go left from here. And we got some street art here in the transform box, but you can't see it. Peace Blaster 2K is from Denmark. Don't know what the brand of their bike is. Some random city bike I inherited from my dad. Oh, that's plenty of information. You don't need to know anything else about your bike. If it takes you from A to B, that's enough. Maybe even sometimes via the point C, if you want. Damn it looks so dark here now. Believe me, it isn't. Let's see if I can switch the camera, because the wide angle, as I told you earlier, doesn't have as great of an aperture than the regular 24mm cam. I believe this wide angle is 16mm, 35mm equivalent for those who speak camera. But the one with 24mm should have a larger aperture. F1 point something, I can't remember. Let's try to do that. See if the other cameras work, because sometimes when I'm trying to switch the cameras here, they won't work. Let's see. Not that one, not that one. Does it work? Now focus, please. Let's try it for a second. It's not focusing. Would you now focus, please? It's not focusing at all. What the hell is happening? That's a pity, because at least to me it looks a bit brighter. Now it's focusing. Yeah, wonderful. Let's try this one for a second or two. We've got Matti here. Good to have you here. Welcome. And Matti is asking, when will Oulu have its city bike system in use? Well, Matti, that is a good question, because I believe that the current contract was terminated as Next Bike, who was the provider of the bikes, filed for bankruptcy. I can't even pronounce that. Anyway, they went out of business, so we needed to terminate the contract, and I believe we are now having the tender process go on again, so we need to find a new provider. I'm not sure if this is actually any brighter. Let's try something else. Fiddling a bit with the camera settings. So yeah, I really hope that we are going to have the city bike system back in use really soon. Can't promise that though. I would really like it. Let's boost the brightness a bit. I don't know if it works. Probably no. You know what? The gimbal still has a full battery. It says 4 out of 4. It's really something else than the first gimbal that I had. Luckily I didn't even own it, I just had borrowed it from a friend. It was a DJI Osmo Mobile 1, I guess. But it wouldn't last in the cold. For example, I would say it wouldn't last even half an hour. And this one has taken like 2-hour live streams in -25 and still said that it has full battery. Hey, I'm not seeing the chat. Where did the chat go? Just a moment, I'll stop in a second and fiddle with the settings once again. How about we stop here in the underpass? Interesting illumination here. Sorry for the shake. Now I can see the chat again. Wonderful. Still says that we've got 14 viewers here. I'm happy that you all who made it to the stream managed to make it to the stream, even though I might have made some mistakes in announcing the starting time. As you know, I was just looking at the Google, what is the time 2030 EET in CST or UTC, and it would give me the times and they would be wrong. Then if I would check what is the time in UTC now, I would get the correct difference. Damn it with those daylight saving times and whatnot. I believe we were supposed to abandon daylight saving times already this year finally, but I guess the COVID situation has pushed that to the unknown future. As Marcus is saying that the picture is great, it is as bright as it's dark now. This way, and here we are again, have some brushed paths entering one of the main roads. I believe this one is going to be upgraded into a modern standard bicycle superhighway in the future too. It looks oh so clean now and sounds so quiet. Wonderful. I guess they are also going to rebuild these underpasses. Nothing wrong in them, with them in my opinion. We're hitting the 2 hour mark. Oh, there's a rabbit. Not sure if you could see it running over there. There it is. So quiet and peaceful. And we're entering Kaukovainio, which is again one of the supposedly ghetto areas of Oulu. Look how horrible it is. That was some sarcasm there in case you didn't get it. Not smarcasm. Still some snow left here. Doesn't even look like it's starting to freeze. Sometimes it could be that the air temperature is +2, but the ground temperature is -2 or something. And that would already cause the asphalt starting to freeze, and that would make it slippery. Smarkasm is also saying that they have an impression Oulu is brighter than Poznan, Poland, because despite the fact that it's 21:30 there and it's 22:30 here now in Oulu. It's 1 hour later. But yeah, we are located so much more in the north. Maybe it's already changing or affecting the sun and daylight cycles. Today the weather forecast said that the time for sunset was at 20:49. What was the sunset time for Poznan? And how do you even pronounce Poznan? Is that good? Poznan or Poznan? I think I will turn right from here. Over there. Let's go this way. Center of the ghetto. There's a daycare and there's school over there, and there's a library, a community center, a supermarket. They're building a new residential apartment building over there, mid-rise. And we can go here. That's a well illuminated crossing, but it's in the wrong place, totally wrong place. Come here and I'll explain you why. How about this one? It's also quite well illuminated. look at that giant parking place for that small grocery store. It's almost like if we were in the United States. Fucking horrible. Sorry about that. So I think this pile of snow now is a good place to end this live stream. Let's see if I can put my bike there. Stay. Thank you, Miss Pääsky, Neiti Pääsky, for serving me and being so silent. What have we ridden today? We've ridden 32 kilometers. Can you even see something? It's not focusing. It was like 3 or 4 kilometers when I started, so we cycled almost 30 kilometers during this live stream. Anyway, we've had it going for 2 hours, 4 minutes. We've got 34% of battery left. And let me turn the camera. Is it working? No. There we go. Still got some snow left. Hopefully it doesn't melt anytime soon. Got 17 viewers. Good. And don't you fall down. Damn it. Completely fall down. Just a bit. But that's good enough. Marcus is saying that they sometimes see blue sky in Oulu. Yeah. There you see still some blue over there. Anyway, I was about to end the live stream as it's 2 hours and I need to go to sleep and I need to eat something also. So, thank you everybody who joined. Please comment, like, share, whatever, subscribe, you know the shit. And it takes YouTube maybe one day or at least several hours for the chat to become visible. So in case you're watching this within the next 24 hours, the chat might not be visible and some of the stuff I'm talking to might not make sense. Anyway, please also comment onto the regular comments section of the video and not only the chat. Thanks everybody for watching and see you next time, maybe even tomorrow. Cheers.